Yo.
It wasn't gonna be like super duper common.
Oh,
Be, like
what
having
the
these fireside chats with you guys.
I was forgetting a bunch
But
of
these actually pertaining to a future video that I may or may not be working on. Okay, now by the title, you probably wondered, wow, that's some hard, truth right there. Logan Paul is an evil guy? No way. Now I've made plenty of videos talking about like influencer scams, cryptocurrency scams, and straight up fraud.
Fraud.
Generally, the idea has always
No
been
shit.
like, hey, listen, if you're going to build a brand on the internet that's built around, having a good relationship with the people that follow you, the people that put you on the map, maybe it's a little beneficial that, you wouldn't bilk them out of their money, like scam them. So, Logan Paul, for those of you who've been living under like a rock, Flintstone style, yabba dabba doo, started this CryptoZoo video game, okay? I use video game in the loosest sense because it wasn't really a game. It was just some stupid NFT project where you hatch eggs. Sometimes you fuse the eggs together and make like a weird NFT incest baby. But the idea of it is that it's supposed to be a simple game that was powered by the blockchain. Okay, the blockchain. Like, all right, cool. Now, the reality is people put their money into it. Some of the people bought these eggs because they thought, wow, if I buy an egg for like, $100, maybe it might be worth $10 million.
You guys still
now, I believe that there's a lot of blame to be given around. If you ever buy an influencer's NFT, crypto project, whatever.
I don't know what to say to people at this point.
You're stupid. Like,
You're stupid.
You are clinically stupid, okay? There's like, I'm sorry to say, okay, you are actually one of the dumbest people that I know. And there's no shame in being stupid, all right? Because at the end of the day, if you're getting scammed, if you're getting your money bilked out of, the fault of that lies upon the person who initially starts the scheme to begin with, right? You wouldn't have been scammed if the scammer didn't exist. So ultimately, the first point of like where the responsibility goes to is the scammer. Do we agree or do we not? Now, Logan Paul, like 6 months ago, a little over 6 months ago at this point, was publicly lambasted for CryptoZoo. Like, we remember the CopyZilla videos. We remember plenty of other creators made videos on this, me included. And Logan Paul had kind of like the most knee-jerk apologetic reaction in the world. Not apology. He kind of like, he didn't really own it. He went onto the defensive pretty hard. And eventually he said, yeah, I'm going to end up paying the money back. And this is where, like, where? Where's the money be? Where is it? Where does it go to? We've got Google alerts set on Logan Paul. People might be like, wow, this guy's living rent-free in our heads. Yeah, it's a Google alert, okay? We have it set up just to make sure that people are being paid back. Because people make mistakes, right? Like, hey, CryptoZoo didn't go where it's at, but hopefully he'll refund people, right? Yeah. And if the refund was somewhere around $1 million, I'm going to be really liberal and just say that maybe it was around $2 million or something that Logan Paul had to give back. But, nobody's gotten a single dime of that money, it seems, so far, okay? We've been watching the crypto accounts, we've been watching pretty much everything. Nobody, it seems, has actually been paid back for the CryptoZoo stuff, period. Now, in my opinion, I'm one of those people where it's like, maybe I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt. Hey, maybe like by 2024, CryptoZoo 2.0 will launch. But it hasn't, Now, I'm not one of the Logan Paul, like, audience watchers. I think you have to be, like, under the age of 7.5 to be watching the Paul brothers consistently. So I have younger kids in my family, right? And I talk to them, I'm like, oh, do you watch, like, the Paul brothers? And when it comes to Jake Paul, they're like, no, we don't. We're not embryos anymore, Uncle Muda. Obviously, we don't watch Jake Paul. I get it. So now I'm like, oh, you watch Logan? And ironically, they watch the Logan Paul. They got the Prime. They got, everything out there. And I have to ask, like, them, I have to tell them, like, what do you think about CryptoZoo? Now, the funniest thing is, kids don't know shit about CryptoZoo. You have to tell them what it is. And the funniest response that I got that actually kind of hurt my soul was even the kids in the family were like, what's wrong with the CryptoZoo, Uncle? Isn't it just him? Like, isn't it just him hustling? And I'm like, if we're going to say that's hustling, okay, what is Bernie Madoff hustling too? Okay? It's like, is that a financial...
That was the real term, hustling, back in the day.
You know that guy...
I didn't mean working hard.
He's also hustling too. Now, of course,
I meant
we're not putting
fucking someone
Logan
over
Paul
for their
and Peter
shit.
Chaco and like
You
Bernie
hustled
Madoff.
them.
Clearly, he's
Hustled
not
them in pool.
intelligent enough for that, so we're not even
Hello,
comparing
that
him.
is hustle.
But then you look at the amount of money he's made through like WWE and Prime, and guys, am I brain dead if I'm saying this? Is this not cause for him to just pay that money back? Can he not like actually unironically dig out of his own personal savings and just pay the refund back? Like, this is where it gets to the point where it's like unironically like actually evil. And that's what it comes down to. I feel so bad for the people scammed by this project that I'm willing to take $2 million out of my own personal like money and like give that to people getting scammed. Because I genuinely do feel really bad about people like that. I mean, like, hey, at the end of the day, these are people who thought, man, maybe I'm joining into a game. Let's be realistic. A lot of people buying an NFT blockchain projects are buying these stupid projects because they think that they're going to turn $100.
Dude, I gave you the thing because I'm not good.
And generally, when you find people like this, the problem
Junk
is a
says,
lot of those
I
individuals
want you to
are
know
like
you're useless
destitute
in
for
this
money.
life, and I hate your.
They're not even just like the average
says,
hustler. Forget
okay,
about, like,
thank
the
you.
12-year-old that gets access
That
to
doesn't
mommy
hurt
and
my
daddy's
feelings
credit
in the
card.
least, though.
Off
You know,
yourself.
sooner or later that gets
Junk
returned.
says,
You know, finance companies get
You know this
involved.
is
But
being
the average
you're
person
you're
who's fucking
broadcasting this
stuck with
live to other
is
people
like,
right now, though,
Get
right?
this is an industry that is
Do you know
so
that you're
built
about
around
to
trust.
you're literally about to
Yeah,
get your
of course
account
we're going to
banned
be
for
putting
saying
the
that
money
type of
into
stuff?
guys. So I was
I would
watching
just shut
Logan
the fuck
Paul
up
stuff
while you
recently.
Junk says,
And
tell
instead
that
of like
weight gainer in the back
refund,
too.
instead of like
That's
giving the
Nudahar, you
refund,
fucking idiot.
he gets married. Which, hey, getting married is great. Like, I really hope like
Camper
Logan
Mexico
Paul spends
says,
the rest of his life with this person. But then like
Junk says,
the
we're
ring
like
is
40 basement
content. The
scrapping.
engagement, wedding ring, whatever the fuck they bought.
I
It's
am
not like
40.
Jake
You're
Paul
exactly
over there,
right.
you know,
I'm not in my
he's not
basement. I own my
boxing,
fucking
man.
home. I'm
You know,
in my
he gave me, like, a
goddamn
fucking
streaming
check
center.
with
What is
the
wrong
quality
with
of
you?
this ring. And then you got like
I'm
and,
literally
like,
40
the
years
big
old.
box,
Congratulations.
like,
I'm on
what does the
vacation.
ring cost,
I'm
okay?
playing fucking
By the way, if
Apex.
you're buying a fucking engagement
Who are
ring
you? Some
for,
type of guy who's going to be
I'm
a
gonna just say
keyboard
it,
warrior
it's
out there who
over,
doesn't even
like,
have a
$650.
microphone?
If you buy
You're
an
literally a
engagement ring
keyboard
for
warrior.
over $50,000
He's
US,
coming up with
says,
stars.
that's fucking
Junk
stupid.
says,
Okay,
you're
simple
not
as that,
allowed to
right?
speak.
Wedding ring
You're not allowed to
should
speak,
not even
obviously.
cost
That's why you're
close to
not
the 50
speaking.
grand that I
Junk
quoted,
says,
okay? At the end of the day, it's a goddamn ring.
I'm not
alright?
zesty. You're
Buy
zesty.
actual investment.
Figure it out.
Like, I don't even care how rich you are. You could be like
You go,
Elon
thanks
Musk,
for not
like,
breaking off
you
from
know,
us.
Elon
And then
Musk
you
would
start
be
coming
like,
at me.
$50,000 for a goddamn walk is
His
pretty
name
cheap,
is
I'm just
fucking
saying.
Nudahar. Do you not?
Like,
You don't know who some ordinary
anybody in,
gamer
like,
is?
the top 10 richest
Are you dumb?
category. You know, anytime it comes to
God,
like,
tell me you're
fashion
out of town
and
stupid
watches
without
and
telling me
clothes
that.
and all that stuff. It's really just a market that
says,
like
I
like
can't hear
is
you,
predatory upon like new
I
money
don't care.
or even old money that just doesn't know how to like that doesn't know the value of that dollar anyways.
Junk
But that's
says,
a whole different
why are
story.
you
Point
speaking?
being is now we're
Junk
getting
says,
flexed on with
shut
this dumb ring. Where that money could have been used to pay back.
Junk says,
Why don't you shut up?
Scam,
Why don't you shut up?
Which is
Junk
where
says,
Good boy.
my
Good boy,
research,
bro.
my scientific,
Yeah, goodbye.
hypothesis
says,
of Logan Paul being,
SHHH.
you know, a goddamn
Junk
Marvel
says,
villain, okay?
Bud.
Actually, not even a Marvel villain,
Junk
okay? What
says,
kind of
Bye,
villain
see
are
ya,
we talking
okay?
about?
Have a
Junk
good day.
CYA.
Fucking
We're
loser.
talking like
Cover your ass.
we're talking like
Junk
goofy,
off.
dark DC
Junk
levels
says,
of
you're
like
mad.
comic. We're talking like Metal Gear
Junk
Solid
says,
evil villain,
loser.
okay? Like, just
Yeah, I'm bringing that
no
thing to you. I'm bringing that thing
quality
right back to you.
whatsoever this
Junk
guy
says,
has.
a job.
No,
I have a
Junk
job. I
says,
just told you I'm on
Logan Paul
vacation.
riders. I even asked
Are you
him
just
on
says,
Twitter,
are you
like,
just
hey,
typing
man,
all
oh,
game?
sorry, X. I'm
Junk
sorry,
says,
dead naming Twitter.
camper.
How am I fat?
I was like, hey man, where's that?
Go watch. Dude, are you dumb? Do I look fat? Hello?
And you block.
Chat, do I look
Now, this
fat?
is where it's funny too. Obviously, I get it. Like, when you have a big project, like, it's gonna take time to amass names and figure out where you gotta refund money to and what. Not like 6 months though. Because I bet your ass if the IRS, the SEC got involved, this shit would be sorted out EOD the next day. Which is one thing that I honestly hope happens. I really wish any influencer. And again, it may sound like I'm sounding like a snitchy Steve here, but generally that's what the government is for, motherfucker.
Junk
When
says,
there's actual
bully or
scams
useless.
and alleged
Junk
criminal
says,
activities,
you're on the
we
other
pay
side
these
of the
people.
map.
I pay the IRS
Junk
money
says,
every year.
There's 2 squads.
I expect these 3-letter agencies
Yeah, hence
to
why I
be doing
ditched out on
shit.
you. You're useless.
I
You're gonna
expect
kill
the
them.
FBI to be doing. I
Junk
expect
says,
the FTC to
look
be
at
doing
Fatso.
something. Like,
Junk
this
says,
is the
I
weirdest
have
part about the story.
Junk
like,
says,
you read about like
600
SBF, Apparently
says,
his charges
"You
got
fat
like
loser."
dropped or something.
You're the guy who's
or
typing on a
whatnot.
keyboard
I
instead of
didn't
playing the
really look
game.
too hard into the story, but it's just like these financial crimes,
Junk says,
these financial
"You have
like
a double chin."
shenanigans. Allegedly,
Junk
Really?
says,
Do you
"LOL."
see
have
me?
to stop.
Look at me. Do I have a
Look at
double
all
chin? What's
that's
wrong
it.
with you?
criminally, like not criminal, like it's
Junk
all
says,
allegation, but you're
"You are
you're
fat."
like clinically evil. You're
Junk
like an
says,
actual evil
"Loser."
individual.
Junk
Just pay
says,
back
"Do
the,
you
the
have a
people
dog?"
that
Junk
need their
says,
refunds.
"Or a cat."
Like, and it's funny because he
Junk
clearly
says,
has the
"Or
money
some
to just
animal."
pay this back, and it wouldn't even affect him. He's just actually evil.
Junk says, "I hope they get hit
Oh
by
my
a car."
god! You know, and this is the thing. I can understand, like, you know, him being apologetic for.
Well, I hope you have
the
fun not
Japanese
playing the game
forest
anymore.
incident, right? Like,
Junk says,
we
Just
all make
ran over.
mistakes, I guess. Sure.
Junk says, "Dead."
We all make those
Junk
mistakes.
says, "Like that."
I remember last
Junk
time I went to
says,
Japan, I was trying to dodge that
Junk
mistake
says,
constantly.
"In like."
But this,
Junk
Logan,
says,
you gotta
"The most brutal
you
way
gotta man up,
possible."
buddy. It is what
Junk
it is.
says, "Ugh."
But it's
I'm
one
not
of the
getting
things,
back
like,
in this car.
in
I
videos
hate
like
fat
this is
people.
all it takes for him to like
Yeah, too bad you're
come
not
out
talking to
like,
anyone
you know,
that's
instead of
fat.
being a
Junk
turtle
says,
about this.
"Yo camper."
Then people need to put the
Talking more
pressure on
about
individuals
yourself.
like the Pauls,
Get
like
my car
any
GNG.
influencer that's willing to do it. It's just what's right and right. Anyways, though,
Junk
I
says,
feel like these are things
"LOL."
that shouldn't have to be said, but they're being said anyways. So let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. And if you like, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. And for the people that say, Muda, why do you sit in the dark all the time? It's actually not dark. Like, you see, there's lights on, okay? The light is on. Anyways, there's like an earthquake going on. I am out.
A new piece in HuffPost delves into the many struggles facing Justice Democrats, the progressive group that endorses progressive candidates and gets quite a few people elected, at least in the past. The ladies of the squad are Justice Democrats. Jamal Bowman is another example of a Justice Democrat. But right now, it seems that the left-wing coalition is disintegrating, unfortunately, and progressives have different ideas on how to rebuild it. So I'm going to give you a few excerpts, and Cenk is also quoted in the piece. But before we get to Cenk's quote, first the details on the Justice Democrats. Just over 6 years since its founding, Justice Democrats' opposition is more organized while its mission is more muddled and its coffers depleted. Faced with a shortage of funds, the group laid off 9 of its 20 staff members in mid-July, a move that took many prominent progressives by surprise. And they seem to be returning their main focus back to electoral politics and away from advocacy on policy, except it should be noted that the Justice Democrats have not yet announced any endorsements of primary challengers, of candidates in open seats. And that is a stark change from what they did previously. Previously, like, the whole point is to primary corporate Democrats in Congress, and they, again, have yet to endorse any new candidates. And I'm curious what you think about that.
Yeah, look, when we started Just Democrats, and yes, we started Just Democrats, and by we, I mean both me and the co-founders like Shavkat Chakrabarti and yes, Kyle Kulinski and Zach Exley. But also, we, as in you guys, the audience, you gave literally millions of dollars to start this group. And we launched it here on the Young Turks. And we were all very clear. You have to challenge the establishment. That's the whole point of this organization. And in the first cycle, we ran 78 races. Zach's original idea, he's one of the co-founders, was to run 435 or 535 races if we could, right? Now, that was too ambitious, but I loved him for it, and it was the right way of thinking about it. And then we only won 4 out of the 78. But you normally get a lot of ha-ha out of that. Oh, your winning record's not that good, your winning percentage, etc. But that was a hell before. AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, and Ayanna Pressley, and they made a giant difference in the beginning, right? So we were going in the right direction. But then the organization, for some reason, started worrying about their winning percentage. And then they started running less and less people. And they started running them in only super blue districts because they thought that was more winnable. That's fair. It is more winnable in super blue districts. But we got to scare some people in purple districts. Otherwise, we can't get their votes in Congress. Because the point isn't to get AOC elected or any one of these people elected. The point is to pass bills, to pass policy priorities for progressives, but along the way, both the legislators and the group, unfortunately, lost their way and they took their eyes off the prize. I have more on that in a second.
In fact, okay, so this is a perfect time to mention one of the biggest obstacles for the organization at the moment, which is fundraising. So I'm going to give you the quote. Alexandra Rojas, who is the Justice Democrats executive director, told HuffPost, quote, "We are vulnerable to sudden changes in grassroots giving. The ebbs and flows for us are bigger." Now remember, Justice Democrats, they take small dollar donors, grassroots money, and this is my speculation, but you're going to get less funding from grassroots donors if they feel that you are not delivering for them. So I'm going to give you a few examples. When there are headlines about Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez voting present when she should have voted no on an extra $1 billion for Israel, right? That's on top of the funding that we already provide for Israel every single year, billions and billions of dollars. That showed a level of weakness and the willingness to honestly turn her back on the people who have supported her and promoted her and defended her as she's being attacked by corporate Democrats, right?
Yeah.
That's one example I have in mind. When they failed to, the latest example, in my opinion, when it comes to AOC, and I don't mean to harp on her, I've seen some failures when it comes to Justice Democrats in Congress across the board, but she just goes on Pod Save America and without trying to get any concessions from Joe Biden, prematurely endorses him, saying, given the field, yes, I endorse Joe Biden for re-election.
And why would you do that? Look, I think Israel is an ironic example because they've actually been the toughest on the issue of Israel overall. 9 Just Democrats voted against, saying that Israel is not a racist state, and they held the line even though they got a lot of blowback from Washington. And all of this is nuance. And by the way, Alex Rojas was definitely part of the initial leadership team and was a huge part of the successes that happened, and that's why she got the executive director position. Corbin Trent was an incredible part of the organization originally, etc. They've done great work. Just Democrats have done great work overall. There's 11 Just Democrats in Congress when nobody thought that that was possible. Now, having said that, look, on economic issues, they just didn't fight. And so I don't think it's speculation at all. I think it's stone cold fact to say that you're getting less grassroots funding because you didn't deliver. And that breaks my heart because we started Just Democrats together. And I want to come out here and tell you we did deliver. We did awesome. And we did exactly what we were supposed to do. It's not we anymore. I'm not part of the group anymore. But you remember when I left the group, I backed him 100% anyway, right? Eyes on the prize. How many times you guys hear me say eyes on the prize? But when we had the prize and something like $15 minimum wage, I know for a fact that they chose not to fight. And they said, oh, Bernie Sanders doesn't want to fight. The legislators in the House don't want to fight. Well, who cares? Push them to fight. That's the whole point of Justice Democrats. If you had told me you're going to get 11 Justice Democrats in Congress, I would be like, yes. If you told me they're not even going to fight for $15 minimum wage, I would be like, that can't be right. That can't be right. That their paid family leave is going to die on the table, and no one puts that. I couldn't believe it. They're not even going to fight for voting rights. And that they were going to go with a strategy, and this one is on promote. And I asked her to be a Justice Democrat personally, and now I completely regret that. Her strategy was trust Biden. How'd that work out for us? It worked out terribly. We didn't get any of our policies. The only thing we got was we got some action against climate change in the Inflation Reduction Act. But then Biden's like, hold on. It seems like I'm helping you a little bit. Psych. Instead, what I'm going to do is totally neutralize that by allowing drilling everywhere, including the Willow Project in Alaska. I'm going to give Joe Manchin a pipeline, even though he destroyed 85% of my agenda. I'm going to gratuitously have more and more drilling into a zero, and you didn't get anything else. And then you wonder why you're they have these total excuses. And I got to say, I talked to Danny Morris, who did that piece, and I just thought at the end that the piece seemed to emphasize, oh, well, golly gee, the great grassroots funding is drying up for everyone. It's not their fault. Well, why do you think grassroots is drying up? Because there's no hope left. Because we can't even get the bare minimum passed. We can't even get them to fight for the bare minimum. Don't pretend that $15 minimum
I got two
was
enemies
not
near
the
me.
bare minimum. That voting rights was not the bare minimum. No progressive in their right mind can pretend that. And don't pretend you fought for it. You're on the record. You did nothing to fight back.
I just feel that, just based on what we can see publicly, there's a lack of strategy and a lack of. It seems like they don't really talk to one another or plan on what their plan of attack is, right? And in fact, there was an aide who spoke to HuffPost about this, and this is what they said. So this is a progressive senior House aide. We have huge champions like Bernie Sanders, AOC, Ilhan Omar, who are able to be successful political fundraisers, but movement-wise, we're not in a great place right now. And one House aide conceded that Justice Democrats aligned incumbents lacked cohesiveness and did not have regular group meetings with Justice Democrats. Other than some Israel bills, we never talked about legislation. There's a perspective that people with Justice Democrats win their race and come to Congress and do their own thing.
That's not a perception. That's a stone cold fact.
Yeah.
That is absolute reality. And you guys have heard me allude to it before. I don't reveal private conversations, but I tell you generally, I was shocked to find out there's no strategy, no planning, no leadership on anything. And it's not just Justice Democrats. That's also other so-called progressives in Congress. Yes, that includes Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. Nobody ever talks to anybody. They don't coordinate. How the hell are you going to pass something if you don't go and talk to people and you don't have come up with a plan, a strategy? Look, and then if somebody proposes a strategy from the outside, everybody's too good now. Oh, I am a congressperson. I am a senator. Who cares? What have you done? What have you done? So do something. And guys, we're dying for leadership. So if AOC, for example, who's the most prominent of the Justice Democrats, said, that's it, I'm leading, I would love it. Thank you. Even if I didn't agree exactly with the plan. And even if I thought, well, I would do it in a different way. Who cares? At least she's leading. At least she's bringing together a coalition. She's fighting back against the establishment. Did it happen? The fact that it didn't. And so it breaks my heart. But that's the situation we're in. And some of this get through, and they begin to realize that they've let the grassroots down. You can't say, oh, I let you down, I didn't get you anything you wanted, but give me money. But give me money anyway. That is not a compelling argument. But my guess is they won't listen to anybody. They have Washingtonitis. All of them do. All the reporters do. All the groups do. The legislators do. What is that? They think that Joe Biden actually got a lot done. They're so happy and proud of themselves. They're like, what do you mean? We got a little bit of climate change in there. Yeah? People are still complaining. Look, guys, in Washington, that might work in the bubble because everybody's nuts in Washington, and everybody on cable news is just as nuts. They're like talking about how Biden's FDR. But for the rest of the country, they're like, where the hell is higher wages? I mean, Joe Biden didn't even offer the public option, let alone Medicare for all. And you never held the account. Did a single Justice Democrat ever say Joe Biden is a liar? He said he'd do the public option. Not only did he not do it, he didn't even propose it. Joe Biden said he'd do $15 minimum wage, and he threw it under the bus at the first opportunity. Did any of you call him out on that? No, they went with the trust Biden strategy that got their ass handed to them. That's a fact.
Well, a former Bernie Sanders campaign operative, Karthik, are you familiar with Karthik?
No.
Okay, so Karthik Ganapathy says that, well, it's really hard to challenge incumbent Democrats, in this particular time, especially with Biden's few progressive accomplishments, which makes it challenging, makes challenging the establishment feel less urgent.
Because Biden got progressive accomplishments on Planet Xandu or wherever the hell this guy's on.
So this is the co-founder of Left Flank.
Are you?
Okay. When there's a big gap between where the president is on legislative priorities and where the left is, it becomes really important for the left to take on a more confrontational posture. But comparing, for example, the role of single-payer advocacy groups during the Affordable Care Act fights versus the role of groups like Sunrise Movement in the Inflation Reduction Act process, it's night and day. I generally think the White House and the Biden campaign see progressives as part of their coalition, and that counts for something.
No, it doesn't. Legislation counts for something. You thinking you're part of the coalition and having tea with Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden counts for nothing. Show me the bills. Show me the fight. This isn't why we started Justice Democrats, so you guys could all be famous and get along, be super comfortable in Washington and get along with your goddamn colleagues. None of us are interested in your colleagues. There's only one thing we're interested in. Pass the bills. Pass the bills. And until you do that, no interest. Like, who's going to do fundraising for you guys? Rah, rah. Let's get more no bills passed? Not interesting. So they need a lot of help.
Brandon and dogs like Joe found no bomb but a 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 bomb. Brandon and dogs like Joe. Brandon and dogs like Joe found no bomb but a 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 bomb. Devil bowed his head because he knew that he'd been beat, and he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. Johnny said, "Devil, just come on back if you ever want to try again. I didn't told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best it's ever been." Boom, 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 run, boys, run. Devil in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the bread pan, picking out dough. Ready when you don't put all time, no time, no.
What the F?
All right. Hey, going everyone, and welcome back to Humans Being Nice, Part 9. I never thought we'd make it beyond Part 6, but it turns out there's quite a few nice bastards out there. This parental or guardian figure is like, I know you're excited, mate, there's shiny armor, there's weaponry, but we've got to give the King's Guard space. They're not a bloody novelty. Okay, he steps in to help with the photo. This is a military man who is conscientious of good composition. Hey, going everyone, welcome back to Humans Being Nice, Part 9. I never thought we'd make it beyond Part 6, but it turns out there's quite a few nice bastards out there. This parental or guardian figure is like, I know you're excited, mate, there's shiny armor, there's weaponry, but we've got to give the King's Guard space. They're not a bloody novelty. Okay, he steps in to help with the photo. This is a military man who is conscientious of good composition. It's not part of his profession to show smiles on the outside, but I reckon he's got a big fucking smile on the inside. Fair dinkum legendary. Oh no, I'm used to videos that look like this being about road rage. Please don't fire up. I know cars make us claustrophobic, but you have to breathe. Oh no, he's helping out. He saved a phone. Having a high vantage point as a van driver would allow you to see lots of shit on roofs. Crikey, it's refreshing that it's not a road rage video. Watch this!
First.
With some extra supplies here. Excellent.
Round 1. Beginning countdown. Already inside. New kill leader.
I'm following an intriguing lead. There's a new kill leader. No need to make a fuss. They'll meet me soon enough.
Sniper, got a hop up here. Turbocharger. Havoc here. Optics here. Triple take here.
Kev, Evo shield here.
I have an extended sniper
Level
mag
3.
here. Level 2. I'm checking out a lead.
A following lead. Always wanted to be a detective. All right. I'm gonna try looting here.
Got an Evo shield here. Level 2.
All right. Extra supplies here. Gotta love that.
What are you doing? You're trying to take my stuff, bro? What the F? You're not a very friendly teammate, are you?
That's wait.
After squads are gone, our foes fall
What?
swiftly. Let's help them fall swifter still.
Cap! As the kids say. Keep making noise so everyone knows we're here. That's the greatest thing you could do. Fantastic. You must be a great player. Mom and Dad are so proud.
Oh.
Are you in a fight?
Guy just keeps trying to blow me off with the. All of his ammo privileges away.
Optics here. Close range.
What are you guys doing?
I have no idea. I'm just punching him.
What?
It's kind
I
of
say
fun.
we-
Is he not playing? There's definitely a fight on the other side of this
Just over
wall.
there.
And then, you know, you're not half bad. I'm sorry I stole your backpack.
Who are you talking to? Me?
Yeah, you.
I haven't even been in a fight. How you said I'm not half bad? What are you talking about? I'm
Yeah.
bad at this
I know
game.
that.
I absolutely am bad at this game.
You have to be good at this game to be a good chap.
Replicator
I'm not a chap at all.
Optics here. Mid-range. Longbow DMR here. Barrel stabilizer here. Level 3.
Being shot
Okay.
at. Rude. Replenishing my shields.
Can you mark them? Where you get shot from?
Right over here, where I am.
Focus our strength and attack here.
Care package over there.
Hiding. Help me.
Opening fire.
It's coming on your backside.
Let's check out that one.
Being shot at. Reloading.
Oh, they all have gold shields.
Contact with hostiles.
I'm going
I
up.
downed an enemy.
Up and over.
Another squad
Killed
strike.
one.
Act swiftly. Opening fire. We put that whole squad beneath here. Recharging my.
Damn, there's two up top. What the fuck? There's a whole nother squad up there.
I know.
Well, I didn't know that. I took the two out, and then I
I'm
thought we were
working on it. I'm
done.
trash, though. You might be screwed. Yeah, you're screwed.
Where's our fourth dude? Oh, he's not playing. I did come over the top and fuck that guy up though, so I ain't the worst. Oh, legends, let's go with our. Oh, you're gonna close out of me, YouTube? What is wrong with you? Don't understand this.
NVIDIA is currently worth over $1 trillion, so it might surprise you to know that their first ever product was a total flop. This is the NV1, a chip released all the way back in 1995 as part of a PCI card called the Edge 3D from hardware manufacturer Diamond. As you probably already guessed, the NV1 was an early graphics processor that also included audio processing and joystick support. Back in the mid-90s, it wasn't super common to have all these functions on one card, but NVIDIA believed the convenience of an all-in-one solution would make the NV1 a compelling buy. But perhaps what made the NV1 even more special was the early relationship between NVIDIA and Sega. At the time, Sega wanted to make the games on its spiffy new Saturn console available on PC, and NVIDIA jumped at the chance to make that a reality. Although the NV1 didn't support common gaming APIs of the day like OpenGL and 3DFX's Glide, it did share some common elements with the graphics chip inside the Sega Saturn. Most importantly, the fact that they both rendered quadrilaterals as the basic shape for primitives. But what the heck does that mean? Well, when a graphics chip draws a frame of a video game, the shapes you see are built up from simple polygons in a mesh. After this mesh is built, textures, lighting, and other effects are applied to create a realistic looking scene. But in most games, triangles serve as the basic polygon building block, not quadrilaterals. This might seem like a small distinction, but it actually ended up being a huge factor in the NV1's eventual fate, and we'll tell you why right after we thank SolidWorks. SolidWorks has an inexpensive cloud version for hobbyists and makers alike, and 3D Experience SolidWorks for makers is a package that includes all the design tools you'll need. For just $9.99 a month, you can create anything you can imagine, with tools for designing, fabricating, rendering, and more. Plus, free online support, and you'll have access to an active online community to share with other like-minded makers. 3D Experience SolidWorks for makers is not for commercial use and limited to $2,000 USD in profit per year. But why not get your feet wet? Get started at the link below. Back in the mid-90s when I had frosted tips, the video game industry had not yet settled on one type of polygon as a full-fledged industry norm. Quadrilaterals, or quads, were used in the Saturn and the NV1 because they had some real advantages over triangles. They made it a little easier to model curved surfaces, since a shape with 4 points can be expressed in 3 dimensions, and because developers knew that the Saturn and NV1 used quads, they could account for this when programming textures. More specifically, they helped the Saturn avoid some of the weird texture warping issues that one of its main competitors, the original PlayStation, would eventually become infamous for. But even with these advantages, quads had the major downside of being more computationally expensive than the simpler triangles, which always lay in one plane because of, the laws of mathematics. This inherent complexity also made it trickier to map typical game textures onto quads, so if developers weren't already coding their games using quadrilaterals, they didn't have much incentive to do so just so the game would run on the NV1. Aside from this major architectural issue, the NV1's many things in one design wasn't exactly much of a hit. Its 2D performance, an important metric back in 1995, wasn't particularly good, and the audio capabilities didn't impress either. It's like one of those all-in-one printers that's painfully taught us that a multifunctional design doesn't matter much if all those functions kinda suck. Wasn't particularly good, and the audio capabilities didn't impress either. It's like one of those all-in-one printers that's painfully taught us that a multifunctional design doesn't matter much if all those functions kinda suck. Despite the NV1's struggles, NVIDIA planned to release an improved version called the NV2, but by this time, the DirectX API, basically a software tool for game developers, was starting to take hold in the market. And guess what? It was based around triangles rather than quads. I guess that's kind of triangle. NVIDIA did eventually release DirectX drivers for the NV1, but they were slow and buggy. Basically, the drivers were just a software emulation layer, since the NV1 itself had no actual native hardware support for DirectX. This marked the end of any real chance for a graphics chip optimized for quads, so the NV2 was canned before it ever saw the light of day, and NVIDIA was forced to significantly change its strategy. In fact, the NV2 was pegged for use in the Sega Dreamcast, rivals Oracle, but that didn't happen given the NV2 failure, and the fact that Saturn didn't have console space either, partly due to the Saturn's quad-only architecture limiting the platform's appeal for third-party developers. With all that, NVIDIA shifted to a triangle-based architecture for its next product, the Riva 128. Which was focused squarely, or triangularly, on DirectX support. The Riva lineup was much more successful and established NVIDIA as a legit player in the PC hardware industry, setting the stage for the original GeForce chips release in 1999. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe, and hit us up in the comment section with your suggestions for topics that we should cover in the future.
So recently I did a video where I repasted my Falcon Northwest DLX personal laptop that I got so I can finally have...
Where's the dude, our buddy?
Just a non-gaudy gaming laptop that looks nice and is from a brand that has been around for decades. Not sponsored, the video wasn't sponsored about repasting, neither is this one. But they did reach out to me and they say, hey Jay, we saw you repasted and got some good temperature results. Maybe they're actually investigating now using KPX for their laptops too, because of the fact that they use KPX already in their desktops. But they warned me, they said, hey, do us a favor, keep an eye on those memory temps. Because of the Clevo cooler that's built into these ODM laptops, there's so much variance in how twisted they may be or the kind of contact we might be getting. I might be having great GPU temps right now, but I might be murdering the memory. So now we're going to do that and test that, which, to be honest, I should have just done the first time.
Your next champion is right here.
Hey, Dave. 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 What? We got work to do. Yeah, I'm playing World of Warships. World of Warships is the free-to-play naval strategy game where you command the most iconic and famous warships from World War I and World War II, recreated with stunning detail and accuracy. Build your fleet while participating in various game types while upgrading your ship's arsenal along the way. New players who sign up using my link below will receive an exclusive starter pack to get you up and running quickly by receiving 7 days premium time, 1 million credits, 300 doubloons, and the Tier 5 premium ship, the Exeter. So what are you guys waiting for? Start seeing the ships of World of Warships by heading to the description below and getting your freebie.
They got dominated.
What is that? This is absolutely brilliant! Oh, thank fuck. I thought this video was heading in the wrong direction too. The teacher was playing a prank, bro. It's just a prank. Go to the front! Go to the front so we can clap! Meanwhile, over in the Philippines, sometimes when you need to move house, everyone gets involved. This is an old-fashioned custom called Bayanihan solo. Yeah, no, I nailed it. Let's cross over to Japan, where a dodgy tourist is doing dodgy tourist things. It happens. We all get excited when we're far from home. Oh, fuck yes! That fella appeared out of nowhere with a bottle opener. That's one of the nicest gestures I've ever witnessed. How did he get there so fast? Is he working in a restaurant and then he just vanishes? That's the definition of true blue hero. I need to visit Japan. You know the other unsung heroes in society? Barbers, hairdressers. This video from the men's groomer in California is about to live rent-free in your head, as the kids say, for a very long time.
Get off the shit, get off the street, stop getting beat up, show up for your life, bro. Yeah. Not too late. How old are you? 30. So I was 34 when I showed up for my life.
Whoa, how good is that phrase, show up for your life? I only talk about being excited for the weekend with the hairdresser. Sometimes they ask what I do for work, and I say I used to work in a video store, but not anymore. Generally, I panic when I get asked that question, but sincerely, I hadn't thought about grooming being so positive and transformative until I saw this bloke's videos. I always think of getting a haircut as an annoying life job that I gotta make time for. But look at that, fucking sensational. And let's end in Australia, because sometimes we're nice down here. The Geelong Cats give out free hugs from time to time after their footy games. Oh shit, someone's gonna be allowed on the field. I instantly feel scared that we're about to see an overexcited security guard ruin the moment, but I'd say we're gonna be okay. This nice moment is allowed to thrive. Shout out to Selwood, Cameron, De Koning. This is the stuff that truly takes legacies to new levels. Fuck yeah, yells everyone. And that concludes part 9, you legends. Thank you for watching, and have a bloody great day wherever you are in the world. Nah, cheers. Bloody cheers. Thank you. Thanks. I feel good. I feel good myself making these videos. I need lunch, but nah, I feel good. I feel ready for lunch.
Yeah, what happens if you get banned? Something happens. Yeah, your Twitch channel.
One thing I know is
Dexter? Oh, yeah. Let's put that on front page. Uh-huh. Ellison, you can follow the camera. they'll have a heyday with that one. Dexter Toad.
Somebody put this on liquid nitrogen and got some extreme results. It looks like you can jailbreak a Tesla now. And, hey, there's the 7800 XT. It's a real boy. Let's get into hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news that you can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this August 4th, 2023. It's a Friday, by the way. Oh boy, we're done with the trip to LTX. It has been a ton of fun. We got back at 3 a.m. We slept, and now we're doing hot news.
I don't even remember walking to the bed.
We were both so exhausted. Anyways, what you need to know is that over on our Twitch stream today, we are going to be building both PCs that we're doing giveaways for because of the LTX trip. We have the one sponsored by Micro Center, which we're going to be giving away next Friday, but then we have the one that was from the sub goals on the stream that we're going to be giving away today, and you have to be present in chat to win that one.
Yes.
So if you want to win, the specs came out to a 7700X and a 4070 Ti. If you want to win a PC with those specs, well then come join the stream because we're giving it away today after we built it. My shingles on. Please don't do that again. Oh, well, let's talk about the news, because I always like talking about little feats and adventures that are going on in the world of extreme overclocking, and Scatterventure hit a world record with the ARC A770 getting this GPU, which is not meant to run more than, like, roughly in the 2.5 gigahertz range. He got up to 3,586 megahertz. Absolute insane numbers with a lot of tweaking that comes with liquid nitrogen overclocking, hitting 3.6 gigahertz. There's some trickiness, like when it was running 3D Mark, it could only go up to 3,100 and a bunch of different stuff, but setting world records in a bunch of different applications like Time Spy, Port Royal. He did end up losing in Firestrike, coming in 13th place instead of first, but still a remarkable achievement overall, seeing wow, it's crazy. Just number one, the engineering that goes into graphics cards in the first place, and then number two, the amount of technicality and expertise that goes into pushing things past their design limits, and just knowing that it doesn't necessarily just die when you try to do stuff like that, but only in experts' hands, so don't necessarily try it yourself at home. But congrats to Scatterventure for setting all those records, and congrats to today's video sponsor, because they won my heart last night, I'll tell you, because today's video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. My good, after being on the road for 8 days straight and sleeping either in hotel rooms or in my truck, I cannot tell you how happy I was to get right back in my Dusk Luxe mattress from Helix Sleep. I've had this thing for over 2 years, and I can tell you that last night's sleep was just as good as the first night's sleep. That thing was waiting for me here in Pennsylvania when we first moved here, and I continue to love everything about it. I think you will too, because with Helix Sleep, you can get a mattress that's catered to your exact sleep needs, because you can take their sleep quiz and identify what type of sleeper you are, additionally what type of mattress you enjoy, and they will get you paired up with a mattress that fits your needs, which for me and my wife, who took it together, I'm a side sleeper, she's a front sleeper, I like medium, she likes firm. We ended up on the Dusk Luxe mattress, and it has been phenomenal. Again, literally every single night, and I can't understate just how good a good night's sleep is, not only after the severe deprivation we had, but also additionally just for making sure that you're at your peak efficiency and performance every single day. As somebody who has to run a business, manage his family, and a whole bunch of other stuff on the side, making sure I'm rested is one of the number one things that I'm willing to spend a lot of money. You spend a third of your life doing it, but with Helix Sleep, you're getting a premium mattress. It's customized to fit your needs, and it conveniently ships to your door. With free shipping in the US, the mattress will come rolled up in a box, and it's super easy to set up. It's really fun to watch it expand when you pull it out. You got to do that when you had yours. How much do you miss yours? Because you can't sleep in it right now, because my mother was sleeping in that bed.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
And there's also a 100-night sleep trial, so you can test out the mattress to ensure you love it. And it's a 10-year warranty, so you can be confident in that as well. They also offer financing options and flexible payment plans so that your great night's sleep is never too far away. I love my Helix Sleep mattress. Reese, you loved yours when you had it. You don't have access to it right now. Treats that soon.
That's my heart.
And I think you will too. You can check them out using my link down below, helixsleep.com/UFTTech, to get 20% off your Helix mattress, plus 2 free pillows, which I forgot to even mention. They're dream pillows. That's what I was sleeping on. I brought my dream pillow with me to sleep in the truck while we were driving to LTX and back.
I saw you with that.
Oh, I love it so much. It's been a lifesaver on these long road trips that we take, and then coming back to my Helix Sleep mattress. I cannot tell you how excited I am. And I think that you will be too, so check them out again at helixsleep.com/UFTTech, and you can get 20% off plus those 2 pillows. Killer deal. And just as much as I'm excited about Helix Sleep mattresses, I'm also excited about the resurgence that we're seeing in the PC world when it comes to who's playing on what hardware, because the Steam hardware survey came out. We already talked about how the 7900 XTX debuted in 93rd position. The 4090 is like 4 or 5 times as popular as that. But one of the interesting things we're finding out is that Mac gaming has now lost out to Linux gaming.
Interesting.
Very cool. Obviously, SteamOS is 42% of Linux gamers, which makes a lot of sense. But it's good to see that Linux gaming is at least surging. We're not close to Linux being mainstream, but I do like seeing the advancement, because more options is more better for more people. And in case you want the more option of being on Windows, which is kind of the default, they are now rolling out their Copilot AI taskbar thing that you can check to if you're a Windows 11 beta tester. You can talk to OpenAI's ChatGPT. It's now going to be in the latest preview build. The reason I bring this up, we knew that Copilot was coming. I'm actually just curious, now that we're several months deep into ChatGPT being out, 3.5, 4, all of that kind of being rolled out,
have you found that your usage of AI, ChatGPT, large language models, even like the image ones like DALL-E or Midjourney, has that declined because the novelty has worn off? Has it increased because the ability has continued to go up for you? I'm really curious what your specific use case with AI like this. How is it? Is it actually helping you out? I know Zach was trying to figure out an Alien movie. You were sleeping during this. He was trying to remember an Alien movie that he watched, and he was talking to ChatGPT and trying to get it to give him the name of the movie. Had no clue what he was talking about.
Trying to figure out the actress involved and all that.
Our Twitch chat figured it out. Twitch chat's beating OpenAI. Hey, oof. But you know what I'm not beating? This transition to UFC deals. Hey friends, welcome back to UFC Deals.
I'm so sleep deprived that I couldn't even think of that. That was the words I wanted to say. But hey, we got deals, and welcome to the first one. We have another Acer monitor deal, with this one being their 31-inch, 144Hz 2K IPS monitor, overclockable to 170Hz when using DisplayPort. You can pick this one up for only $209.99 with the included promo code, making it $140 off. And next we have the Corsair HX850. This fully modular 80+ platinum power supply is going for only $124.99 with the included promo code, making it $60 off for honestly a phenomenal power supply. And then lastly, for you laptop gamers, we have the PNY Accelerate Gaming 32GB kit of DDR4 RAM running at 3200 MHz at CL20, going for only $54.99, making it $20 off, and a love for you gaming lovers.
Loving gaming lovers.
Loving gaming lovers.
Transition back. Shoot, I'm awake. Let's get a nap. You know it's a better deal than all of that? What if you got 15 Butterdogs?
Butterdog.
$15,000 in free Tesla software. Have you wanted that? It turns out that some security researchers have figured out how to hack the media control unit that is in the latest Tesla cars because it uses some Ryzen processors. Turns out that there's a severe vulnerability when it comes to actually voltage glitching these chips, and makes it so that you can get into the MCU and do a whole bunch of jailbreaking and manipulation, with them saying that they gained root permissions to enable arbitrary changes to Linux that survive reboots and updates. They allow an attacker to decrypt the encrypted NVMe storage and access private user data, such as the phone book, calendar entries, etc. So there is some security vulnerability, but there's also a lot of upside, including the fact that you can get the acceleration boost, which is $2,000 upcharge normally, making your 0 to 60 time faster. You can additionally get enhanced autopilot, which is $6,000, or full self-driving, which is $15,000. And according to reports, this is unpatchable. It's a hardware glitch in the MCU. But even more than that, according to reports, it's actually not something that Tesla can subvert, because normally what they would do is make it so that, like, if there's a salvage Tesla or something's broken, you can't supercharge. You're not allowed to use their network. They lock you out, so you can only use it. This can override that. You can, if you have a salvage Tesla, you can override it and just use the supercharger network. It doesn't matter.
Wild.
Yeah, so Tesla probably doesn't have a whole lot they can do besides void your warranty, which, if you're at the end of the life, why not voltage glitch it and get all of the extra features that you didn't pay for? I don't know.
Jailbreaking your car, all the car deals.
Which, this brings up, like, a very intriguing moral/ethical question. All of this is baked into the hardware level of the vehicle. You technically paid for it. I don't think anybody would bat an eye for, like, upgrading the ECU or doing something
behind.
on a gas-powered vehicle. Why is it any different to just flick a switch on the acceleration boost to get a faster 0 to 60 on these cars? What do you think? Would you do it if you could? If you knew how to voltage glitch a Ryzen MCU? Let me know down below in the comments. It's an intriguing thing. We'll keep you updated and see how Tesla responds to that whole deal, if and when they do. And I'm going to respond to the 7800 XT. We talked about yesterday's episode of Hot News that AMD said that this would be coming at some point, and now Power Color has revealed, leaked, big mistake, showing off the 7800 XT. We got some details of the Red Devil GPU. It looks good, like all the other 7000 series ones that we have, but we also have the specs of this GPU now, finally. It has a lot of similarities to the 7900 GRE that we've been talking about, including that 16 gigabytes of VRAM, but this enthusiast level GPU will have 60 compute units, which is 20 fewer than the GRE, making it about 70% of the capabilities of the 7900 XT. Again, it has 16 gigabytes of VRAM at the same speed, so you get 576 gigabytes per second. With the 7900 GRE selling for $649, one would expect this 7800 7800 XT to hopefully come in at the 549 to 499 region, which would mean it's competing with a 4070. I don't know. We know the specs. We know how this is going to perform. It's going to do really decently. It just comes down to, is AMD willing to undercut price and make it so that it's a no-brainer versus the 4070, or are they going to do what they've done every single generation, which is put it at a I guess that makes sense price point, and then just continue to enable NVIDIA being able to be the #1 GPU seller because everybody's just like, well, AMD can't do drivers, so I'm going to buy NVIDIA instead. Ha ha ha. That's what happens when you don't price it to be actually competitive and you price it to be just within a few percentage points of your competitor. I don't know. What price point do you think the 7800 XT has to come in at in order to make it a no-brainer versus NVIDIA? The price versus a 4070, if there's any argumentation that, like, that's been the beauty of the 6950 XT. It, for the most part, was a no-brainer versus the 4070. Unless you needed high power efficiency, low power draw, and you needed a small GPU, the 6950 XT was just such a smart choice in gaming performance. I really want to see the 7800 XT hit that same level, hopefully closer to the $500 mark. I feel like I'm dreaming, which is what I want to do right now, because I want to go sweepy. Don't forget, we are doing the PC giveaway over on Twitch today, so you have to be present in order to win the Sub-Gold PC, the Micro Center PC giveaway that was signed by Linus, his team, other YouTubers that we got at LTX. That'll be given away next week. We'll love to have you over on our Twitch streams. They're a lot of fun. What was that laugh? We streamed for like a week straight, and I'm just tired, man. I'm so sleepy. Okay. Transition back. You okay?
Yeah. It's all chaos. Why don't we go into our chicken chats and then we'll get to our next story? Alright, ready? Alright. Let me see.
Only you and me left.
Oh, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. I like to drop in every once in a while and support you guys. Thanks for years of content. You are welcome.
7.5, almost.
Back in mind,
If we do this a couple more years, I mean, right now our channel. Why don't we go ahead and do our super chats and then we'll get to our next story?
Alright, Brad. Alright. Let me see. Oh, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. I like to drop in every once in a while and support you guys. Thanks for years of content. You are welcome. 7 years, I guess.
7.5, almost. If we do this a couple more years, I mean, right now our channel's in elementary school. We'll be in junior high before too long.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, Oxford. Appreciate that. A gaming memory. Thank you for the 5 British penguins. We appreciate it. Hi Tech and Mrs. Tech. I'm doing the Ryzen 7 7700X build showed with the ASRock X670E Steel Legend. You've saved a lot of time. Excellent.
You're very welcome.
That's the whole reason why we do that. Oh, a gaming memory's back. Really helped me out. You sold me on the MX500 SSD and stuck with you ever since. I just want to say thank you and keep up the incredible work. Well, 2 gold stars. Look at that. That's what we're here to do. Save you time and money.
Today's video was brought to you by eWin Racing, the best source for gaming chairs and desks for those long gaming sessions. We have a playlist of our eWin chair and desk videos linked in the video description below. Save 30% off of everything using the discount code TechDeals. More details at the end of the video. If the better part is double the price, maybe sometimes the cheaper part makes sense. But when the better part is 10% more, man, don't buy twice. Generalized advice is tough to give, but how many times have we said, if you buy cheap, you buy twice? Of course, there's nuance there. You know, an $800 television versus a $3,000 television, it's like, well, I don't want to be cheap. Well, okay, come on, those are completely different things. But an $800 TV versus $1,000, if that extra 20% like doubles the capability of the TV, then that's where it becomes worth it. And
a good SSD is a good example of that. SSD prices have dropped to the point to where buying a good one. I actually tweeted a deal the other day over on Twitter. The Western Digital Black SN 850X was $90 for 2 terabytes on Newegg. Now this deal is over, which is why I'm not putting it on the screen, but this deal's over. But it was $90. That's one of the best Gen 4 NVMe drives in the world. TLC, DRAM buffer, 7 gigs per second, super performance, rocks everything. They're amazing. For $15 whole less, for $75, you can get a P41 Plus QLC DRAM-less bottom-end drive. That is the dumbest $15 you get, but it's for a game drive. I don't care.
How many games have to update?
That is literally a Subway sandwich difference.
Yeah.
It really is. A foot-long Subway is $15, so I mean, no. But 2 years ago, when the price difference between those would have been double, that's a different story. Well,
for those of you who Team Ambush are like, you're not doing that again. There was actually several comments on that going, I tried that, and it's like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
We tried that, and it was terrible. I'm not doing that
I will
again.
not do that. So. eWin Racing has a wide selection of chairs to fit all shapes and sizes of gamers, ranging from petite to cuddly. They have something for every type of gamer. Not just sizes, but colors and material options as well, including red, blue, purple, pink, orange, and more, plus cloth and leather choices. We have over half a dozen chair and desk videos in a playlist down in the video description below. We also have a very special offer just for Tech Deals viewers. Save 30% off of everything using discount code TechDeals using our link in the video description. We have used eWin gaming chairs for 3 years in our office, sitting on them for up to 8-hour marathon live streams. They are very comfortable, and we are happy to work with eWin to bring you this special discount and recommend eWin for all of your gaming chair and desk needs. XK Hijinks just said updating games on DRAM is painful. Yeah, it's absolutely trash.
Even World of Warships, when he had one in my machine, when I was streaming, was god awful. It was terrible.
We're already inside the next ring. There better be some good loot around here.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. So today I'd like to go over a comment that someone from Apple made in an interview video. I'm not going to link the interview video because I know what's going to happen in the comments section of it, and I just want to be nice here. But I will quote from the interview. This is regarding Apple being mandated, along with every other smartphone manufacturer, to create smartphones with user-replaceable and user-removable batteries that are easily removable, not stuck behind a panel of glue and all this other junk, if you're going to sell a smartphone in the EU. And I quote, "We absolutely believe that if people need a battery replacement, there should be a safe and effective way to do that," Turner said in the interview. "You can make an internal component more maintainable by making it discrete and removable, but that actually adds a potential point of failure. Using the data, we can understand which parts of the phone need to be repaired and which parts are actually better made so reliable that they never need to be repaired. It's always a kind of balance." And they're implying here that they're going to try to not comply with this regulation in the EU when it mandates that the battery be somewhat easy for the user to be able to repair and replace without needing specialized tools and other nonsense. And I thought we would dig into this a little bit and dig into what the data says about repairability and how much Apple cares about the data. With some of the recent iPhones, they have made it where the microphone flex cable is sandwiched between two pieces of sharp metal that, when you drop, will slice the flex cable. And when the microphone is sliced, the phone doesn't tell you, hey, by the way, there's an issue with the microphone. The phone reboots every 2 to 3 minutes in a manner that you will only be able to debug if you use third-party software to read the crash logs. Were they using the data to engineer a more durable device when they made that design decision? Apple designed the machine with a
Fire
spring
shit
cable that's
going
too short,
on you.
so
What
that
the
when you
fuck?
open the machine all the way, if you do that too many times, you actually wind up breaking and cutting the backlight cable, which causes you to have no display on a cable that...
Excuse me?
I said, get with the program.
What would you like me to do?
Hold on, come here. I said, get with the program.
Smoke some weed?
Oh shit, where'd you go?
Oh, coughing that. Someone can't handle their smoke.
Program. Quit moving.
Can't handle it.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna stop moving while I
Osama
pack.
Bin Laden, bro.
Nope, you ain't got that.
Telling you,
That's all a myth. That's all a myth. You ain't ever seen his body. They told you a story.
No, but I sure as hell got the weed that
They
killed
told you a story and you believed it.
Oh, yo. Fucking light ammo, hard ammo, fuck.
Throwing jump drive. Half the squads are down. There's a fool killed every minute.
Hey, sis. Where'd y'all go? Oh.
Attention, there is a new kill leader.
Hey, we gotta get going, partners.
New kill leader, eyes out for.
Are we in the zone?
Yeah, we're going over here.
I wonder what we'll find over there.
For
Gotta
what?
cause mayhem over here.
For what? Okay, good luck with that.
Oh, yomp, I call me a critter.
Okay, you critter.
Let's head that way.
And there's a critter out there, alright?
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown.
Never mind, you go ahead, bro.
Replicator
Got
being
this.
Delivered.
Hey, wait, I'm just playing. Hold on.
Is this proximity chat game? No.
Nah. Hey, son, why don't you get these purple shields? Are you rushing that one?
Calling in a lifeline package.
Purple is always better.
Shield here. Level 3. You don't deserve much. Remember that.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Make him say, "Oh, big pawn." No. What you know about
Hey,
that,
we
you
gotta get
zoomer?
going. Let's kill these fuckers up here.
Enemy over there. Don't let them see you.
That gold shield over there?
Care package over there. Never mind.
That shit's pretty cool. Yeah, look at this massacre. Look how they massacre my boy.
Over here. Double tap trigger.
Oh, they're over there.
Don't let them
Over there, son. Sonny boy. Oh shit, Sonny boy.
Shut. They're shooting at me. Reloading. Setting an enemy shield. Enemy down. Reloading. I'm out of heavy ammo. They're shooting at me.
Bro, where are you at, bro?
You guys left me. I'm trying to run to you.
Oh, where the fuck are you, bro? I'm literally getting my fucking dick sucked right now, bro. Come on. Fucking piece of shit. Bro, it's just this fat fucker now. It's one nigga, bro. Fucking revive me!
Someone's here.
Look this nigga!
Supposed to keep shooting me instead of the fucking enemy. Wow. I reinstalled for this?
Bro, it's too booty. Yeah, you done for it. Look at you.
I don't even think you're trying. This was too easy.
Well.
Is something that is not easily replaceable. You're going to have to actually solder in a replacement to be able to fix this. And what's more disgusting here is they do not cover this on all three models affected. This happens on the A1706 from 2016, the A1706 from 2017, and the A1707 for 2016 and 17. Only one of those three models is covered, even though the design defect exists on all of them. According to the data, it is an issue, and according to the data, they did actually wind up making it longer in recent years, and in spite of the fact that they made it longer in recent years because they knew it was a problem, they didn't cover you over there. They designed a machine with a solder and an SSD that is put together in a way that often sends 20 volts over to the SSD. When that happens, the computer is useless. Not only is the SSD dead, but they designed it in a specific way where if the SSD dies, you cannot boot the computer using an external drive anymore. With those newer machines from 2019 up, if the SSD is dead, it doesn't just turn on and not boot into an operating system, it just doesn't turn on at all. It's totally dead. One of my personal favorites over here, absolute personal favorites, is that they have a 50-volt power line for the LCD backlight, and apparently, according to the data, the place that you should put a 50-volt power line is right next to a 1.7-volt data line that goes straight to the CPU with no protection in between. So that when there is humidity, you end up getting 50 volts sent directly to your CPU. An overclock of an Apple product that even Linus would be proud of. And they did it for 4 years. Apple cares about the data. They use the data to design more durable products. And the data tells them that the product will be worse off if the user can easily replace their battery. Do you think that Apple gives two shits of a fuck about data when it comes to repairability and durability of these products? If they cared about data when it came to repairability and durability, would they produce a product that for 4 years straight sends 50 volts to the CPU? Would they produce a product for several years straight? Right now, we're going on 3 years of a product that sends 20 volts to the SSD, but further, when it does that, it's not even able to turn on so you can boot from an external drive and continue to use the computer with a backup. When data tells them about their own design flaw, do they take accountability or responsibility for it? They haven't even fixed this yet, where you have a device that when the microphone stops being detected, doesn't tell the customer why, but it randomly restarts around every 1 to 3 minutes. These people don't give a shit about data, and they don't care about durability. The other person involved in this interview was Lisa Jackson, one of their top environmental officers, who was quoted as saying this in 2017. And I quote, "I don't think you could say repairability equals longevity. I often say if you're in the repair business, repair seems like the answer. But actually, you need to design for the life cycle, and Apple has designed for some time around durability, around the idea that we can release the latest and greatest product, your old product still works and has value. Our first thought is, you don't need to repair this. When we do, we want that repair to be fairly priced and accessible to you. To think about these very complex products and say the answer to all our problems is that you should have anybody to repair and have access to the parts is not looking at the whole problem." She said the quiet part out loud. Our first thought is, you don't need to repair this. Now, I understand and appreciate that Apple tends to give longer operating system updates than almost any other Android phone manufacturer. And when she talks about the life cycle of the device, that's fine. We can give Apple credit for the fact that they'll give you iOS updates even if you have an older phone. But we're not talking about iOS updates here. We're talking about repairability. And combining the two is disingenuous at best. There are many times where the customer's first thought is going to be, damn, I really do need to repair this. Where they're right. Oh, your device has 750 volts of the CPU. Our first thought is, you don't need to repair this. Buy a new one. Oh, your device sent 20 volts to the SSD? Our first thought is, you don't need to repair this. Buy something new. Your device is randomly turning off the screen because we designed it with too short a screen cable and fucked you out of the recall because you have the 2017 model and not the 2016. You don't need to repair this. Buy a new one. The balls on these people. The absolute balls. And I genuinely wonder if the people that listen to that interview are going to fall for it. I hope the regulators know. And I'm always open to talking to you at any point in time. I would be happy to go over every single piece of bullshit in that interview for any EU regulator who's curious. But I don't think I need to. I think they can see through that themselves. I hope they do. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. Do you believe that Apple is data-driven when it comes to repairability and durability of their products, or do you think that they design products with design flaws year after year after year after year, don't take accountability and responsibility for it, and then have their senior VPs come out and say, our first thought is, you don't need to repair this because maybe, just maybe, they make more money when you don't. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.
What's up, Blubber Butts? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. Nadeshot certainly is, as he was married this past week and came back for his first podcast. You guys should go check it out. Just to show you guys where the CSGO case opening drama is currently at. Some might say addiction. It's actually Nadeshot revealing a story where at his own wedding, he had him and all his friends opening cases right before his wedding, trying to get a knife.
I was begging somebody to pull a knife because before the ceremony, like 3 hours before really the festivities started, I guess this is how it's normally done, at least how Rich did it and Ryan did it, the two weddings that I've been to as an adult, as a groomsman. Everybody comes and gets ready in the room together. So you're just hanging out, boozing, shooting the shit. And Tim, the Tap Man, Ninja, and Cloaksy, they weren't in the wedding, but I'm like, the boys are staying at the hotel. I don't care. Come through. And they brought their Steam Decks. We opened like 600 Operation Breakout cases between all of us. And dude, I've been filming so much leading up to the wedding, just trying to record and live in the moment as much as possible. I don't know what I want to do with it yet, but I just wanted to have it. And so I set up a camera for everybody to sit down, say their name, and open a couple cases. Mm-hmm. And I was hoping so badly that one would hit. Yeah. Because I brought my FX3, 4K, Twitter. That moment, we would have had some retweets. We would have been. But yeah, not one single knife pulled. And then get this shit. I swear to God, this is a true story. At the same time, on the other side of California, this guy, Dr. Disrespect, is streaming Counter-Strike, opening cases while we're doing it in the room. Bro opens a $20,000 knife. While we're doing this in person. Luck. Beautiful, man.
Wedding. And it was also around the same time where because Cloaksy couldn't find the proper attire for their wedding, and it was actually Tim the Tapman revealing that he, Ninja, Cloaksy, on a private jet on the way to Nadeshot's wedding were opening cases. Nadeshot revealing that even at the wedding, they'd all brought their Steam Decks to continue to open cases. Then you had Ninja at the actual wedding, also still opening cases. Do you guys notice like a trend here of opening cases? Where Nadeshot even says he was opening 600 cases during his wedding or right before it, trying to get a knife on that big day. Evidently though, as he also further talks about, we're talking about like some of the biggest streamers in the game all on the same day, most of whom were at the wedding. One was actually not there. Dr. Disrespect on that same day opened, I believe it was the M9 Bayonet Sapphire, worth $16,000, which went absolutely viral. Ironically so, Doc was not invited to the wedding, which is then why they made further jokes about that on Twitter, where Nadeshot said it would make a great wedding gift, even though you were not invited. the knife, that Doc unboxed. So there's a lot of lore here when it comes to CSGO case opening, guys. Pretty crazy times. What do y'all think about Nadeshot still trying to open cases, even at his very own wedding, and everyone else doing so too? Till next time, I'm going to drink whatever the frick this is, and I'll catch you back here sometime soon.
It seems the iPhone 15 is going to push us to the edge of our screens and the edge of our budgets. We are inching closer to the reveal of Apple's next iPhone model, and that means the rumors and the leaks are flowing, and this looks like it's going to be the biggest iPhone design change in a long while. Buttons are changing, bezels are changing, ports are changing, materials are changing, and the price tag may also be changing. It could go up. It could be the first iPhone price increase we see in 6 years. The change, though, that's going to get the biggest hoopla is the expectation that the Lightning port is going away to be replaced by USB-C. Some will love it, and some will see it as a burden, because we have to replace our cords. One more extra thing to buy, of course. Will Apple be able to wow us with all these changes in a way that people will think, hey, the iPhone is worth a potentially higher price? Let's go over all the reported upgrades. I'm Bridget Carey, and this is one more thing. Apple is getting that display frame even smaller. The Pro and Pro Max models are said to be made with a new technology that shrinks the border to 1.5 millimeters, down from 2.2 millimeters. That's just one of the many details coming this week from Bloomberg reporter Mark Gurman. He also says the same thing that we've heard from Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo. Dynamic Island.
We gotta go. We got a long ways to run, bro. I'm not sticking here with you.
Low punch-out pill. Kuo tweeted in March that the Dynamic Island will be designed a little differently.
You're an idiot. I don't have time for that.
But the proximity sensor is being moved to sit inside the black cutout.
No reason.
There are other big changes you will be able to see.
Minute before
all
we gotta
signs
go to that
point
meeting.
to the Lightning connector being swapped out for USB-C on all models. Apple devices have been incorporating more USB-C lately, but it is the European Union that has pushed Apple to do it now. In the EU, a common charger law goes into effect in 2024, requiring devices such as phones and tablets to support USB-C charging. The idea being that this could help reduce e-waste if we don't have a bunch of different cords for all of our gadgets. Although it sure will make some waste when people throw out all of their old Lightning cords, I wouldn't recommend tossing them all out right away, but I don't know, I'm weird. I still keep my 30-pin connector cord for sentimental reasons. Everyone always expects the rear cameras to get a boost, and reports seem to say that it will happen again this year. It's reported that there could be updated lenses and the ability to get a much wider range of optical zoom on the largest model. The Pro models may get another new design, titanium. This one was reported a little while back by Bloomberg, but Apple is said to replace the stainless steel edges with lighter titanium in some models. Now, the recent Apple Watch Ultra also uses titanium. The big question is, will titanium in the iPhone 15 Pro with a better camera mean the Pro will cost more? The starting price for the Pro line has been around $1,000 since the iPhone 10 in 2017. Bloomberg's Gurman says he, quote, wouldn't rule out a price increase in the US. And he's not alone. MacRumors has been shining a light on what Apple analyst Tim Long has been saying in his reports, that the iPhone 15 Pro could go up $100 and the Pro Max could go up $200. If a new price feels funny, so may new buttons. There was some report a while back that the volume buttons would change to a touch-sensitive design with haptic feedback, just like the trackpad on a Mac. Buttons that aren't really buttons because you're not pressing anything. Our brains have been going along with the button lie ever since we lost the actual home button on the iPhone. If you hate that idea, well, you can rest easy for now. That doesn't seem to be happening for the iPhone 15, but we are seeing reports that the mute switch is going away, replaced by a button that can be customized to do different things, an action button. As they say, what's on the inside matters, and yes, processors always get some sort of boost. Expect the regular iPhone 15 to get last year's A16 processor, and Bloomberg says the Pro models would move to a 3nm chip that's, quote, noticeably snappier. And here's one feature you probably won't hear Apple talk about on stage in September. The Pro models can be easier to repair, following in the footsteps of the iPhone 14. iFixit made a big deal of the iPhone 14 changing the way it's constructed inside, calling it the most repairable iPhone in years since the iPhone 7. And now Bloomberg says the Pro is similar inside. Easier to repair, that is certainly more sustainable. Maybe it cancels out the feeling you'll get when you find yourself paying for more charging cords. Yes, your money will go faster, but hey, that data transfer speed, also faster. Leave a comment below on what iPhone 15 upgrade matters most to you. In our last episode, we talked about the reports of Apple working on a generative AI program, and a lot of your comments were about hoping it could help improve Siri. Who knows? Maybe we'll hear more about Siri at the next iPhone event. Thanks for watching. Catch you next week.
Hi, I'm Emmy, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here or you clicked on this video from me recommended, please don't forget to subscribe and help my channel out, and I would appreciate it. Have a Corvette and still can't get bitches. I have one.
This, once again, is the Houston Micro Center, and we're back for another episode of our Gear Up playlist. Now, our next contestant, Jacob, is already set up with his PC, so without further ado, let's jump into it. Are you ready? Stay with me. It's gonna make you hit anything. To get rid of that annoying Windows activation watermark, head on over to VIP SCD Key. Purchase a Windows 10 Pro OEM key for a fraction of the price of retail. Just use a secure payment method like PayPal, enter your product key into your PC settings window, and save it back to the watermark. And be sure to use our offer code SKGS for a sweet discount. This might be awkward, might have to do like multiple takes. I apologize.
That's all good. What are you gonna do?
Alright, here we go. Snack my glass and on a shaker. Alright, let's try that again.
Take two.
So, this is Jacob. Thanks for coming out. Really glad that we have another system here to renovate, hopefully. Depending on the budget that you pull up from the wheel, we could be doing some pretty incredible things with this.
You know, everybody wants to do a graphics card upgrade, so
okay.
see what we can do with that, but if not, then the platform upgrade is totally fine too.
Okay, cool. Could you walk us through the specs, what you have currently?
Yeah, I got a i5 9700F 1070 Ti. Not sure what the motherboard is, not that new. 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. I only have 1 terabyte, 2.5 SSD. That's my boot drive and like my whole storage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And you did a little bit of custom painting yourself.
Yeah, I had to get a bit of that.
Yeah, it looks clean. I like that. So, made it your own. I think we've got a lot to work with here in terms of upgrade path. And that was one of the reasons why we wanted to pick you, was because not only is your graphics card fairly old, I think that's an obvious choice, but also the motherboard could use a bit of tweaking. I notice this power supply in here, it's a PowerSpec 650 watt. It's a modular unit.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then we've got an MATX motherboard here. In this case, so a bit of empty space. Maybe we can work in full size or full ATX motherboard for the replacement.
Got that start from a miner, and then I got the motherboard and CPU on off-road as a combo deal.
Oh, cool. So the mining card, has it been treating you well since you got it?
Oh, yeah, all good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, that's good to hear. A lot of that's going to hinge on the upgrades you pick and the budget that you spend for. So let's get into the week. Now, just a bit of disclosure. The past 3 people have somehow all hit the same number. They all hit $800 each, which isn't the lowest thing you could spend on the wheel. But obviously, it's not, super high. $900, $1,000, $1,200 hits yet. So maybe you can break the cycle. Now, I know the viewers already know this, but we did modify the wheel a bit from Season 1. So instead of just the spin again tiles, we have the add 100 tiles. All this means that if you land on this, you get to add $100 to whatever your next spin is. And you're probably asking yourself what happens if I hit the add 100 10 times in a row, and then I hit, say, $1,000 bucks. Well, I'm going to be out a lot of money. That's like $2,000, right? So, in theory, you could get more than the max number here of $1,200. So it's all up to you and your spin sequence. If you want to go ahead and click that center spin button there, I'll make sure we got some sound effects going for you.
The pressure, you click on it.
Let's see what happens. Okay. I think we can still make it work.
Yeah, we can make it work.
We can still make it work. Maybe we can recycle some components as well.
Yeah.
Maybe the power supply, maybe the case even. It's all up to you.
I don't know where to start at. Maybe the platform. Maybe.
So without further ado, let's get to hunting. So, what do we think? Where do we want to start?
Let's just look at the graphics cards first.
Graphics?
We got here.
We're jumping straight into the deep end. I like this approach. Look at that. It's a lovely auto.
Yeah.
So all the that you see on the item are not fully representative of all the ones that we have in our store because we have some top stock, some warehouse, literally. So you have a ton of cards that fit within that budget. A couple 30 series cards, a couple 40 series cards. We have the AMD cards, which we usually try to tell people not to sleep on. Those things are very, very good for their budget.
But Josh said if I can go with the graphics card and a power supply, that'd be very good to match it. So.
Okay. And then just stay up with everything else the same?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, alright.
I like the way Jacob thinks.
Now that we have a little bit more wiggle room, you can actually, shop around for a power supply a little bit. How much RAM do you have?
Oh, that is true. I mean, 16 gigabytes. Pretty
16
decent. Yeah, I could maybe do 32.
Yeah. I mean, that's give you something.
Wow, so look at that. 4 cents under budget. That's, unfortunately, won't get you anything else, but you have topped off the budget, my friend. I think you got a good list there.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, no worries, dude. I'm pumped. Let's go ahead and start hunting for this stuff right now.
But there are some cases they're assorted by their brand.
Toss up between these. I do like the more fans, though. You know, they always like.
Yeah, getting 4 fans here.
I already have the 3 fans on the other one, so might as well switch to 3 fans. Yeah. But it already comes with the fans included?
It does.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it comes with a built-in little button too, right?
Yeah,
that's nice. E50E? Is that the one right there?
Yep.
Nice, that'll do. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a problem finding a graphics card. Not at all. They're all over.
We did.
Oh,
That's it.
Oh, alright.
Put this one in the baby seat.
Yeah, that one's got something in there. Yeah, you got buffalo up, make sure. Yeah. You're getting what, 32 gigs?
Yeah, 32 gigs. Now it's 16.
Oh, okay, cool. So it's actually a capacity upgrade too, not just an aesthetic thing.
Yep.
So
very nice.
Right.
So that, I believe, is everything, correct?
That's all we got.
Okay, and then now we gotta go to the register. So you're gonna pay for all, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, just making sure we're on the same page.
First time had Micro Center, not a bad experience to have.
Yeah, it's not a bad first encounter, right?
Thank you.
There's so much stuff here, you can shop for days.
Yeah, honestly, man. It's
4
like
days.
a kid in the candy store here.
That's it. Gonna tally it all up. Seriously, though, can I get the correct one?
Yeah, hold on.
That's it. So you didn't want to cover up the name. Looking good. That's how it's done. So we can start, I assume, with disassembling. Part of it, we're going to be like taking stuff out of it and transplanting it into the new case. So yeah, we can get to that. We've got some tools over there. And let's get our hands a little grimy, shall we? We're going to be a little judgmental. This is YouTube after all.
My second build, guys. Give me a break.
He was totally hyping up the right side panel here. So let's see. Let's see what he's got. You know what? I'm going to be honest. You did pretty well considering you had that fat hub there right in the middle.
Yeah, fan hub with ARGB.
So, yeah, still worth something.
Yeah.
It's still a solid budget card. So, yeah, maybe you could repurpose it or, like I said, just sell it, and then put it
I definitely upgraded my son's because he has a 960 right now. So.
Oh, dude, that'll be a sweet upgrade. Sure.
And the hub is connected to the motherboard CPU.
Oh, okay, that's this one. Alright, so I got that one out. Cool. Good. Slide that.
Very sick.
There we go. Oh, cute MATX motherboard here. And we'll keep the CPU cooler, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
And stock fan for that. Migrate it to the case. Yeah, front panel's just like a flash sends it magnetic. Is that what it means? Oh, it sticks up top. Yeah, it's magnetic. It's pretty cool.
No scared of breaking the clips when you're trying to take it off.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, that's the worst part. Yeah, yesterday one of the contestants brought in his old rig, and like we were like, fine, and he eventually gets it on, and this plastic piece just goes flying.
The video video.
Yeah, it's not horrible. No. We were in Vegas, and Josh is like supervising a rig we're putting together, and I snagged. Yeah, the Aventador. I snagged the fan cable on the outside of the rear end shield. It looked awful. And he gives me this look, like the most disappointed dad face I've ever seen. Oh, actually, I just realized this standoff, we can move. Make sure. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to do the same thing.
Yeah, it's so We still got obviously add the power supply, but I've got some of the cables routed here to keep things clean down below, so we're extra and 24 pin light and whatnot. So I think just the power supply and the graphics card. Yeah. Oh no, we have our RAM.
RAM. Yeah.
We actually could have done that before we put the platform in. So
we did my SSD as well.
Oh, your SSD. Okay, gotta get that. Yeah, that was up here. Lock it on the bottom side first, so you get a click. Yep. Top. There you go. Oh, there it goes. Slide in. I think we've connected all the cables we need.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out the hard way if not. You getting all that, John?
Oh wait, Drake's obligation. There's Drake's watch.
Show him yours. No. Close. There we go. Alright, I've kind of cheated and laid the case down on its left side just to make this a tad easier. There's a bit of bulk here from the SATA power cables that are running up to the SSD. I think.
All that matters is it's closes.
Think we can. We're on the same page then. So yeah, that's it. Too hard. Oh, you got them. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Ooh la la, very nice. I actually like that this one doesn't have much color at all to it. Very sweet. Having a magnetic screwdriver really comes in handy, yeah? Right, now I was thinking we just pull this out and just
yeah, there's more wiring in there, yeah.
I was gonna say, that looks beautiful right there. Right? So we are finally finished. What do you think? How do you think it turned out?
It looked nice, honestly, absolutely.
Yeah?
We made the budget work. You know,
Yeah.
We had 4 cents to spare and we made it all.
Yeah, literally 4 cents left over. I think that worked out nicely. And I know some are going to question the parts choices. I think with $700, no matter what you did, you're going to have some sort of bottleneck remaining. And if you game a lot on your system, I think throwing most of it into the graphics card to start, you prepped your rig with a beefier power supply. You know, you're ready for a platform upgrade at really any time.
Yep.
So I think you did the right thing personally. But it turned out really clean as well. The only thing left to do is hit the powers on. So whenever you're ready, put the switch at the rear there, and then give her power up front. Let's hope we get some sign of life. Hold on. I've done this before. Oh, Josh, don't you judge me. Okay, all right. Let's try it again now. Oh, I totally did nothing down there. Don't worry. Alright, so it's just freaking out because obviously it changed something about the rig. It changed a few things about the rig and the graphics card, so we just tab through that and you should boot right into Windows here, right? The Windows Unfold drive, which we already connected to the new rig. So that's good news. Everything lights up. Do we have like the reset switch hooked up to the LED? Oh yeah, so we can change the colors. What's your favorite color? Well, like a solid white or something like that? There we go. Perfect. You start there, and then of course you can change it you see fit. But yeah, no, it looks really good. Yeah, it does. Really impressed. For $700, it's a totally new thing.
Pretty much.
Right. So again, Jacob, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you, man.
I'm really glad that this, turns on. And glad that it looks as good as it does. And you have to report back. Let me know what you think about the performance of it too. The 4060 Ti, that's a huge jump from a 1070. Yeah. And all around, just primed and ready for a platform upgrade whenever you see fit. So thank you again for coming out. And, hopefully.
Well. It looks like I was right all along. People used to call me crazy, say I was fresh out of the loony bin for one of my takes, but now the shoe's on the other foot. Just like Isaac Newton when he was ridiculed for proposing gravity, I too was vilified and called stupid because of my take about AI overtaking YouTuber personalities in a pretty short period of time. Allow me to explain. AI technology is evolving faster than I think anyone could have possibly predicted, and I speculated that it wouldn't be long before it starts to encroach upon creative spaces like influencer, YouTuber, creator type shit. And people said that that wouldn't happen for a long time, if ever, because you can't replicate a personality. No one wants to watch an AI try and be entertaining. And I said, listen here, Buster, you're wrong. Not wrong about the fact that no one wants to watch, Plankton's wife, computer, try and make jokes, but wrong about the fact that it won't be able to replicate a personality. It's already been able to do that to a certain extent, even while it's still so new in this program. Eventually down the line, people wouldn't be able to tell if the content was a real person, organic flush and cringe, or machine behind the content. And we're just now starting to see that happen with a 15 million subscriber channel called Kwebbelkop. A name a lot of you might know if you were ever like 6 years old on YouTube because his channel was massive for a long time. and then he did a hard pivot into AI. He wanted everything to be AI, and now he's completely digitized himself. He's jacked Kwebbelkop into the cyberspace, and now all he does is AI-related work. And now he's just started releasing his first wave of fully AI-driven YouTube videos where he doesn't do anything at all. It's all AI behind the wheel. Do you remember about probably like 6 or 8 months ago now, we were talking about Kwebbelkop, this YouTuber, Kwebbelkop? He was once a massive channel pumping out tons of like Let's Play videos for Minecraft, GTA, and all of that. And then he made a hard pivot into AI. Just going full cannonball into the deep end of the pool of AI. In particular, AI-generated content. So he made a separate channel for a VTuber called Blue or something like that. I think it was Blue. And it was kind of an experiment. That's when he was just first getting a little wet with it. So he had the water wingies on. It was a VTuber, but they still made the content. There was still someone behind it. But he wanted to go even harder. What he envisioned for a perfect world was all AI-generated content. And I said, we're probably not far off from that being a reality. And you guys called me crazy. You said, Charles, go back to your padded cell. You're speaking nonsense. You're speaking gobbledygook. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And now, 2 days ago, he's released his first AI video. All of the money he invested into it, all of the money that he's used on the startup, he is now putting into full effect. I think he owns like 20 channels as well, and he wants to make all of them basically AI-centric, so that way it's all made by AI, so it's as minimal as possible for maximum content. The views aren't big or anything, but you have to remember, this probably didn't even have him in the same room. Someone had to have played Minecraft, sure, but here, let me...
Today, I am stuck.
He is not here. This is all AI.
Watch the video and find out. Oh my god, guys, it says break the block below you, but I can't lie. I'm kind of scared because I'm not sure.
So, everything that's being said here, the VTuber avatar, the fucking Bitmoji of him, and all the dialogue and everything is AI. So he never even had to record. They just needed some kind of gameplay. At least for now. Eventually they'll probably be able to just have the AI do some rudimentary gameplay. And he can just pump these things out endlessly across like 20 channels. And his Twitter as well. You might have seen Kwebbelkop replying to a bunch of tweets.
I need ammo.
His Twitter is run entirely
Lime
by
green.
AI. I don't think he has any human input left on it. He even stated that this Twitter will be AI from now on. So I'm pretty sure it's all AI. I'm not positive. But I do know he was experimenting with that. Yeah, the description of his Twitter is AI influencer / VTuber. Yeah, his tweets still seem like they're ruled by AI, so his most recent one is, please be nice to Kwebbelkop AI. AI might rule our planet one day. Everything you say could be used against you. If you thought Kwebbelkop AI was cool, wait till you see what's next. The reason's pretty obvious. It's because it's extremely cheap, it's extremely easy once you have it all set up. All he needs to do is just have some gameplay, and then he can just have his AI VTuber do the rest. And he can do that for all of the 20 channels he has. No one wants to watch that shit. No, you're right. Everyone hates it. Nobody likes it. But it will come to a point where you won't know it's AI generated. Right now, it's very clear, and he's heavily like letting people know that it's all AI. But there will come a point where you won't know that what you're watching is AI. Especially not a child. No kid's gonna know that. Isn't bot content already against YouTube TOS? I don't know if it's against their terms, but this isn't new. Bot content's been around as long as Finger Family, so at least 8 years. It's not, this isn't a new phenomenon. What's new is the fact that AI can start replacing YouTubers entirely. Scary shit. It is. There's not a single good argument you can make for having AI replacing YouTubers or anything like that. The literal only motivating factor is easy money. You would then no longer have to do anything. That is the only reason. There's not a single argument Kwebbelkop can make that is anything other than it's free money. I want to go over some of his tweets here because this is something he's extremely proud of and thinks is a good thing, which I don't understand the delusion of. There is nothing good about replacing people with AI across the board. There isn't. There's not a single argument that can be made that what Kwebbelkop is doing is good. It's only good for him because he can make a lot of money off of it without ever doing anything at all.
besides just being the one who owns the program. So here's one of his tweets about the AI video, just to give you a look. Insight. He didn't lift a finger, something that he proudly proclaims here. It is fully completed work without him ever actually being present for it. And he's going to make money.
One more game.
It's of course not as successful as the videos where he actually does appear, but if you could just crank 20 of these puppies out every day, it's going to add up and probably end up being more lucrative and significantly less work, obviously, than if it was him behind the camera. Even just speaking about this just made my lights flicker because it's such a fucking evil dystopian concept to have all of humanity replaced by AI counterparts that replicate their personality. And it's something that he seems very excited about for some reason, and I just don't get it. Now, him being the saint that he is actually wants to give this to everybody for the price of $100 per month, a $100 subscription plan in order to make unlimited shorts and unlimited long-form content text to viral video. So he wants to give you the keys to the kingdom here where you too can make completely uninspired, generic, formulaic AI content in order to try and gamify and maximize your gains online. Where you just type in a viral video prompt and it will create everything without you doing anything. I don't know why he thinks this is something to be happy about. Again, this is purely just profit-driven greed. There is nothing good that can come from AI-produced content. It's not going to be good content or anything. All it will ever be is just deceptive bloat on platforms. But he's looking to try and really maximize this and pump out as much as possible and allow other people to pump out as much as possible as long as they're paying him for it. Like I said on stream, I'm pretty sure his Twitter is fully AI run by like ChatGPT or something like that for his posts, but let's assume for a second, suspend disbelief, and assume that that first tweet is actually from the real Kwebbelkop, the one that was born into this world into a human body. I can't believe how distorted and delusional he's become. I love how so many people immediately shoot down the idea of AI influencers before even giving it a chance. What exactly is the problem here? Why are people so against it? Would love to better understand things. I can easily explain that to you. Because there's no real soul behind AI content, and it's only ever going to be deceptive into making people believe that it's a real person there. When it's mimicking a personality, it's not having a personality. The content will never be good content. It is just cheap content whose sole reason for existence is because it'll make it easier than actually making shit. Just have the AI do it all for you. That's not a good thing. That's not something we should be happy about. So someone replied saying, it's just human connection, to be honest. No one really cares about AI. We like people for personalities and natural story. AI ain't natural. I'm not saying it won't work, but I ain't going to say to my friends, my favorite YouTuber is Kwebbelkop AI, but good luck. And then he responds saying, and what if you didn't know that the content was created by AI? If you don't mind me asking, who's your favorite influencer right now? I'm certain that it can be AI generated and you'd still care about the content. You're immediately highlighting a problem here, and I can't believe that he doesn't recognize this. What if you didn't know that the content was created by AI? That's called misleading people, and that's shitty. You're lying to them by pretending that it's a real person behind it. The content will never be the same. You can mimic a personality to a certain extent, I guess, but it's still going to be worse for it. There's nothing good about that. What benefit is there to having an AI pretend to be a person? There isn't. It's just for the sake of being easier than actually making the shit with the person. You can have the AI do it in a matter of minutes, as opposed to having someone sit down, edit it, be entertaining and whatever. It's just for the sake of making money. There's nothing good about it. But that's not how Kwebbelkop sees it. To him, this is his paradise. So he talks about how it's been a challenging journey and he's excited for it, believing that 99.9% of influencers will be AI generated within the next 10 years. What really sucks is I think he's probably right. I believe a lot of big channels like his aren't really making content because they enjoy doing it. It's because it is a paycheck. It's a job. And anything that can make that job easier or even more lucrative, I think a lot of people will jump on. And Kwebbelkop's making a use case right now where even if the views are low, the fact that he doesn't have to lift a finger to make the content and can make a ton of it is probably worth it to a lot of other channels as well, because they'll still be making money off it while doing none of the work at all. And it's the sad reality of what could come down the line with AI here. And it's not just YouTubers and shit that AI could take the jobs of in the creative space. It's pretty much everything. But this is one that a lot of people thought I was very wrong on, thinking that it would be a safe, bastion of creative expression and freedom, and it wouldn't be threatened with AI. When I always thought that it probably would, and it seems like it will, should this continue to just get better and more sophisticated, which sucks. And I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. That's it. See ya.
Alright, we have a little bit before, but tell me the story when you started streaming.
Okay, so I started in 2020 during COVID, because I was bored during COVID, and then it was like a hobby, and I did it for like a year, 2 years as a hobby. I had a subathon, so I was like, yay, subathon time, and
Subathon.
Yeah, it's a big fact. I just wanted to stream the entire time, so I streamed during work, and then I got caught and I got fired. Yeah, really great. And then that's how I became a full-time streamer. So it turned out it's all for the best. Yeah. So it was because someone snitched on me, but that's actually the best thing ever. And then now I get to do IRL streams for fun and be a hooligan.
Linus did a video roasting other YouTubers' gaming setups. A couple of takeaways from this. Takeaway number 1, I'm in this video, so that means I am a YouTuber now. YouTube! And then another takeaway is Celebrity Edition, which means I'm also a celebrity right now. Mental breakdown. Okay, let's watch this video.
Listen, I'm not saying that I'm some kind of computer guru or a voice of judgment, but I will be judging using my voice to... It doesn't matter. The point is, your favorite celebrities and creators have a dirty secret. This is...
There's a lot of people in this video.
My God. This is a pro gaming setup? That's why they're... Oh, that's right. They're hiding PC setups that are so janky and disgusting, they even... That's why they're... Oh, that's right. They're hiding PC setups that are so... janky and disgusting, they even Luke would be ashamed. That's impressive. On this trip to the LTT Rotisserie, we are going to be roasting the nastiest, least classiest setup from your favorite YouTubers, celebrities, and streamers. And by the time we're done, I'm going to Yeah, probably not. I don't think you are right now. Except for this list of our sponsors. We'll kick things off with Ammunition, Twitch streamer who in person
It would be horrible
that
to do this
she
right
learned how to build a PC from me.
I actually can't believe it's going to be that bad. I suspect this one's going to be pretty good.
I will see you later, sweetie pie.
That's pretty sick.
That is sick.
Hope you enjoy your birthday.
But I'm assuming that's because of separation between her gaming computer and streaming computer.
Yeah, and Wendell has a KVM that I think would be perfect for a setup like this. You just have your keyboard, mouse, and display plugged in to both computers at once. A little bit of roasting does have to happen here. Do you really need a gaming-grade keyboard for your stream PC?
I'm suspecting, especially because the mice look
You do. No. You do. Okay? No, I will argue this. I used to have like a I don't know what it was, like some Hewlett-Packard random keyboard and PS/2 keyboard laying around for the stream PC. No. Now, I got this guy. This bad boy. Now I got me a Razer turret. Okay, so now I'm wireless. And if I need to, I can control the stream PC from here. Okay? No, I will argue this big time. Okay? You need a no. No, you can't have some rinky-dink keyboard. No, sir. Okay.
Might just be her previous set, which is fairly valid.
Got the UPS though. Taking care of your stuff.
Good call. That's a good one.
I like it, and
Didn't skimp on the UPS.
yeah. Got the display set up for the mechanical keyboards. I'm pretty sure that's IKEA.
I thought these were supposed to be bad, though.
We started with someone who learned from me.
Oh, wow. Okay. Alright.
Now let's go to someone who didn't learn from me, but did take a computer that was built by me.
Here's a son.
My God.
I think the pixels help.
What a fucking liar, dude.
Because he's
What a
really soft.
fucking weepy little liar, dude. These potato quality pictures people send. I thought these are professional
I
content.
think he's waving, but you like can't even tell because it's so pixelated.
This is some crap cable management.
There's even like an unplugged power cable just hanging there.
Unplugged USB cable right here.
That might make sense, maybe.
Oh my god!
Okay, this is not that bad, dude. I mean, like, the back side of the computer, wait, it's unplugged?
That might make sense, maybe.
Oh my god!
We felt at the same time.
This is what happens when you're socialist and you give away all your money. I just can't think of another reason to use a clamp as a speaker stand. Also, most people will angle their speakers up toward their ear.
You angle it the other way.
You're angling it to fire into the table, my brother. Ah, there's the computer, the left-leaning. Hey, what's this other computer? Have you replaced the computer I gave you already? There's nothing even plugged into it.
Yeah. I just made my PC. He's not using it.
Yeah, but he doesn't even plug it in. Doesn't even pretend.
Wait, hold on.
Found one true king here.
Whoa.
That does look pretty good.
That looks very...
Wait. Whoa. I thought you said the radish was visible on the one side there, but...
Whoa, dude. He's working here, you know?
Yeah, this is hyper-functional.
UPS, though? Oh, DICE. He's, could still be for work? You don't know?
I happen to be a shooter.
Okay, no. I can explain. Somebody else put that there. I didn't have tissues. Okay, hold on. I didn't have tissues. Like napkin, like roll of napkin one time, and it's literally just been sitting there forever. I swear to God. It's on the other computer. I mean, it's over there. You know, it's over there. That's.